Hello, I'm Steve, and I'm glad you're here at Salty Air Artistry. My passion is to showcase the sunny beaches, sparkling waters, and rustic charm of sunny Florida. Let's start. I'm preparing the canvas panel by applying a thin layer of acrylic gesso. Using a palette knife allows the gesso to settle into the crevices, resulting in a smooth finish. It's important to avoid using a brush as it doesn't achieve the same effect. The goal is to glide over the surface, ensuring that the valleys are filled. Once it dries, a gentle sanding will help refine the texture, and then you're all set to start your work. I've already added a layer of cerulean blue and some titanium white to the surface of this canvas. Yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm just putting the paint on the canvas in the direction. I'm trying to create clouds, and I want the clouds to go from the lower right up into the left-hand corner there. I want them to be light, airy clouds. But I'm not too sure exactly what it is I'm doing, but I'm just putting the color on the canvas, and I'm going to be wiping it away. And I'm just staining the canvas, that's all I'm doing. It's like an underpainting. Here I am just removing most of the excess paint. And I'll be painting over this, adding my clouds. But I'm not too sure exactly what it is I'm going to do. I know on the lower third of the canvas I'm going to be adding a grassy wetland. And those clouds right there that I'm wiping right now are going to be like reflections in the water. So it's just the color I'm adding to the canvas right now. I'm just staining the canvas, giving it some character, definition, that's all. And at this point, I can always change my mind. I can change my mind at any time if I want. It's like, so, not too worried too much about what I'm doing. Just wiping off the excess paint. You can see the canvas is now telling me what it wants. It's starting to look like clouds now. Now I'm just feathering everything out. And this is when you start seeing things happen. Things start looking like clouds. You start seeing the sky happen. But I still don't know exactly what it is I'm doing, but I'm just going to just go with the flow. Just keep adding my colors and blending. Here I am cleaning off my brush. You always want to clean off that brush to keep the tip nice and clean, or you're just going to be moving all these colors around and it just starts getting muddy. You don't want that. I'm going with a smaller brush here. These brushes are nice. They're nice and soft. They do a good job blending. Now that's the water area where I'm going to have water in the grassy area. A little stream or a brook or whatever. Not too sure what I'm doing. Around that area right there is going to be the horizon. That's going to be the sky, obviously. I'm moving a hair. And you see I really haven't done anything yet, and I already have, like, it looks like clouds. And I'm using my palette knife here to put some white on it, titanium white. I want the clouds to be a loose fit cloud. Very airy. So I'm just randomly putting the white on. Still don't know exactly what it is I'm doing. I'm just putting the colors on where I want them. And if I make a mistake, I can always change it. It's not a problem. It's just paint. coming down to the horizon now. Now I'm really rubbing that paint in. I don't want to have any lumps. So I'm smushing it in, blending it in. See, I'm pushing it in. You can see how you start getting character. Wiping off the paint there, moving it up there. So just pressing that paint into the canvas. You don't want any mountains on the canvas. Mountains of paint. And now this is the reflection. This is where the water is going to be. Somewhere's down there. I don't know exactly where. But I'm putting the paint on so that when I do the water, it's already there. This is what's fun when you're painting like this. You don't know the end result. You have an idea what you're going to be doing, but you're just winging it. You're just creating an art piece. And in the end, it's like, wow. I'm cleaning off my brush, making sure it's nice and clean before I start feathering everything, blending everything in. I'm using that soft brush. Now I'm just lightly going over the canvas. I'm using the side of the brush, the bristles, and just lightly touching the canvas. I'm using the bristles of just lightly touching the canvas, and I'm using air. And that's how light I am. Because I don't want to move that paint. I just want to blend it in. And I'm kind of like pushing it in the direction from the lower right to the upper left. And that's the direction of the wind. That's the direction the clouds are going to be going in. So I'm trying to keep that flow going. So when I'm blending, I'm pushing it up. See, I'm pushing it up because the wind's pushing the clouds up. And I'm trying not to go into the blue there because I want the blue to be there. I don't want to lose that color, that blue. Because if I started pushing the white into the blue, I'm going to lose it. It'll just become one color. So I'm just pushing the clouds up to the upper left-hand corner there. I'm feathering everything out. See, I'm pushing it up. You don't want to blend too much because then you're going to lose the cloud. Now this is just one layer of this cloud. I'll be adding to this cloud too. Still not sure exactly what I'm doing, but I can see things happening now. I can see the clouds coming together. So you got that nice little haze. I know this can be boring for some people to watch, but if you're trying to learn something, you gotta see it. I could speed it up, but you won't learn anything. It's a technique that you have to learn. And I'm doing an X pattern. See, I'm just going back and forth, creating an X. But I'm doing it very lightly, just about touching the canvas. It's like a few bristles are touching the canvas. That and air. Now I'm down in where the water's going to be. And I'm not too worried about this because there's going to be a lot of work on the water, the reflections and stuff like that. But again, I'm just pushing I'm just blending in the direction of the clouds, the direction they're going in. Now, if you make a mistake, it's not a problem because you can always fix it. And you don't want to concentrate too much on the clouds, just because this is not a finished product yet. Now I'm using my blush brush. I love these brushes. They're so delicate. They're good for blending. And again, this brush here too, you want to keep cleaning off the tip. You don't want to get paint on the tip because you're just going to be moving that paint around. And that brush, you're just not even really touching the canvas with that brush. This is the kind of brush the women use to put blush on. It's amazing. It's like a magic wand. And you want your clouds to run off the canvas too. You don't want your clouds to be just sitting right in the middle of the picture. Clouds, they float off the canvas. That's what makes it look real, because that's what they do. Using my palette knife again. I'm trying to put some highlights in here now, bright spots. So again, I'm putting that paint on, and I'm going to rub it in. I'm pressing it into the canvas. Palette knife is nice because it also helps blending. It pushes the paint into the canvas. The little hair there I had to pop off. And clean off the palette knife too, because the palette knife will get start picking up the different colors like the blues, and you don't want that. You want a nice white cloud. So keep cleaning off the palette knife. See, I'm pressing the paint in. You can see how the cloud is getting texture now. I keep cleaning off that knife. Now I'm fluffing it up very lightly because I don't want to lose that white that I just put on. Because if you press too hard, the white just disappears on you. So you don't want to lose that. So just lightly fluffing up the edges. Adding some blue in here. I want a little character, a little definition in the cloud there. So very little bit of blue, and I'm going to blend that. Now I don't want to lose the blue that I just added, so I'm lightly doing it, just fluffing it up just a little bit. See, I want to leave that. That's nice. These are nice clouds. These are the kind of clouds you see in the summertime, way up in the sky, light and airy. Adding a little bit more blue there, a little more character, definition. Now, clouds aren't perfect. I mean, every second of the day there's a different cloud up there, so clouds aren't like one pattern. They're always different. So don't worry. Don't try to make your cloud look like a cloud, because it won't look like a cloud. Just let it do what it wants to do. Adding a little bit more blue there and just fluffing it up. I mean, if you have little things hanging off your cloud that doesn't look right, don't worry about it. That's how clouds are. Clouds don't go through the air trying to look perfect. They just float. Just water vapor. Adding a little bit more white. I want some nice bright spots on that cloud there. Pressing it in. That's what adds character, the highlights, definition that you put in the the white spots and the dark spots. See, if you put paint on the canvas and it doesn't come out exactly the way you wanted it, who cares? Just because that's the way clouds are. Just work with what you got and move on. But that came out good. I like that. I'm happy. Now I'm pushing the white into the cloud. I don't want to push the white out into the blue because then I'm going to lose that blue. So I'm pushing the blue into the white. And I'm cleaning my brush so I don't contaminate the blue with the white. So I've got to clean that brush, moving the blue into the white. And I'm moving the white out into the blue there to give a little bit of a fluff, like the wind's blowing right there too. I want the wind blowing. The wind's moving the clouds up into the blue. There's a lot of air up there. The wind's always blowing. All right, I'm going to let this sit for 3 or 4 days to dry, and then I'll finish up with some palm trees. Well, it's time to put those palm trees in. Right down the middle of the sky. Yeah, we're going to be looking up at these palm trees, up at the top of the trees and into the sky. So you're not going to see any land. It's just going to be trees and sky. Now this is an underpainting I'm doing right now for the trunks of the trees. I'll be painting over this later. Just want to get this base in, that's all. Holding my breath when I do this. Want that straight line. Don't want to mess up. Now there's one trunk. A little bit of white for highlights. This is all going to change later anyway. This is really nothing. I just like being picky. Mixing my paints in the tray there, which you can't see. Now this palm tree here is going to be in front of this other one that I just put on the canvas. It's a shorter one. But he's going to be in front of that big one. And one more over here. See why I like letting my canvases dry, because it's nice painting on a dry canvas. It doesn't get muddy. And then once I put the base coats on these trees too, I'll also let these sit for a while, like 3 or 4 days, and then I'll finish them up. You know, even though I'm letting this painting sit for another 3 or 4 days to dry, it's not like I'm not doing anything. I still have 4 other paintings I'm working on at the same time. And I do the same thing with those paintings. I'll do some work on them, let it dry, and then I'll go grab another painting and work on that one for a while. So there's always something to do. Being picky again. Just holding my breath when I do that. Now, palm trees have that little cluster up there, that ball, where all the palm fronds grow out of. So that's what I'm putting in right now. Using a little fan brush to do these palm fronds. And these are going to change too. I'm just putting in a base color right now. Underpaint, they will call it. I mean, I'll extend them out farther than what I'm doing right here to be bigger. It's easier to start small and work your way out. It's hard to erase. So I'm putting short ones in right now just to get the placement of all the leaves, the branches. Then I'll start adding to them. Adding color and details. Then that center ball up there also has fruit that grows out of it, orange fruit. So I want to put all that in there too. So it's going to get colorful. I want to put some good detail in this. This really is to give me an idea where placement, where everything's going. Well, that's it. Gives you a good idea of what it looks like. A good view. All right, I'm going to let that sit for 3 or 4 days, and then we'll finish it up. That's it. Hope you like it. Going to work on the palm leaves again. I want the leaves to be darker. A lot darker than what they are right now. I want a darker base. I'm using my small fan brush to do this. This seems to work pretty good. Now this is just like a base coat. This is the inside, the darkness of the leaves. And then I'm going to put highlights on this, all different colors, like lighter yellows and browns and oranges and some highlights of white. So there's still a lot more color going into these leaves, but this is just the base color. So I'm not too worried. I just want to make it darker than what it was. It was just a little too light for me. Because you want dark and light. That's what makes things pop. You want that contrast. So that's why I want it to be darker. Now when I start adding the other colors, that'll start showing the leaves. I'll have the leaves extending farther down. More detail. I'm not too worried right now. I'm just putting the dark color in. Now I'm just putting all these little teeny sticks and branches and smaller leaves hanging from the center of the palm. So don't worry too much about how everything's got to look perfect, because palm trees aren't perfect. They're just a natural thing. They just do what they're going to do. Just like clouds. They don't sit there like a cloud. You know? They just float through the air doing whatever. So trees are doing the same thing. So don't worry about trying to be perfect. Just stick those leaves in there and don't worry about it. Just do it slow like I'm doing it. Before I did it on high speed, so it looked like I was going real fast, but I'm not. I'm going slow. So just take your time. Now here's the better angle so you get to see the detail and the true color. And then I'm going to have a little fruit inside there, a little orange fruit and stuff. So got some work to do. Using my brush that has that funky little tip on it that I use for putting leaves on trees and doing grass. This is good for putting texture on this tree trunk. Now I have this light brown color, this texture that I'm putting onto the tree. And notice that I'm going around the bark, around the tree, to give the tree some roundness, so it looks round. Trying to set up this pole and put it in the right position so I can rest my hand on it to keep my hand steady as I put some detail into these trees. I want some of this sky color reflecting off these leaves here. Give them that shiny look. I'm going to tidy up the center of these palms. I wasn't too crazy about what I already did. So I added some dark paint to kind of like erase what I had. And now I'm going to start adding some new layers. Try to balance everything out. I get a little picky. That's what's nice about painting. You can always erase it and start over. So I'm just cleaning up the middle part. I need another element in this painting. I'm going to bring some wildlife in. I'm going to put some birds, some seagulls up in the clouds way up there in the distance. This way when you're looking at the painting, you're not just looking at palm trees and skies. There's one more thing to find and look at. You can see the birds out there. Just bring some life to the painting. I appreciate you tuning in. If you'd like to discover more about this art piece, please visit Salty Air Artistry's website. Thanks once again for tuning in. And if you do like this video, please like and subscribe because it helps me create more painting content for you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.